Yeah, it's a bastard. It's a bastard child. It's given bastard. You're not going to sit up here and tell me that the mother or the father did not leave or teach him or lead him to the water or put a foot in his ass when he was 5 or chastised him when he talked out the way or said anything wrong or just disciplined him in any shape, form, or fashion where you can go and push down a 68-year-old Queens woman going to church on the church ground. We wasn't able to cuss on the church ground, let alone fight on the church ground, let alone put our hands on somebody or say the wrong or blaspheme or anything on the church ground when we were 16, 14, 15, 18, 19. That wasn't allowed. Now your mama and your daddy dropped the ball, or your daddy was busy sitting on his motherfucking nuts and trying to be the lady of the goddamn house and wasn't laying down the law. You are 16 years old. You ain't got no business putting your hands on me, Mom. Now, Irene Boris did not ask for this. This lady was going to do the work of the Lord, and she was not asking for this in no way, shape, form, or fashion that this lady deserved this. She's considered a pillar of our community. I don't care where you are. When you see an older woman walking to church, going to church, around the church, in the church, those are called the mothers and things of that. They're the mothers. Now, we going to respect the motherboard. When you see an elderly lady going anywhere, you have some type of you have some kind of respect for her. You hold her in a higher esteem as you would somebody that's your age, somebody that's a couple of years older than you, or somebody that's 10 years older than you. That's Mimo. You done stumbled up and pushed down Mimo. Where do we do that? We don't do that. That's why we need some men up in this community. We need some men around here to just goddamn, train these little young tapatilla head ass motherfuckers how to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I can't train him. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna look at me as something strange, and he gonna try to train me and try to do something to me. I've got titties at the top, dick, but I ain't nothing I can do. I ain't nothing than nobody, and I ain't got no children. You know what I'm saying? But I kill him dead before I let him beat me, though. That's what your mama and daddy didn't tell you about, people like me. But anyway, the story, I always make the story about me, child. The story is not about me. Now, what? It's a bastard child. I believe the daddy wasn't nowhere around. And the mama didn't give a fuck too much care about him than to have him in some kind of football because the way he tackled Mimo. And her name is Irene. We don't mess with nobody with the name Reen. Geraldine, Irene, Maybelline, Colleen. Y'all gotta get y'all history. We respect the leans. We respect the Albertine. I can go on and on and on. Ednaline. We can go on. We respect the leans in any community. If somebody tell you, hey, that's Miss Modine. We had an older lady in our community named Miss Modine. Nobody would try it. I don't care if you was new in the city, new in the area, next door neighbor, just moving in, not familiar. Nobody tried the leans. Our older grandmothers, our pillars, our people that sits on the porch and speak to us and wait to us and make us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and we run up there with our runny nose and tell us to pull our pants up and shit. The community is going to hell in a handbasket at the church, at a sacred place, at a monastery, at a cathedral. We don't do that. Lock that snotty nose, stinking booty, 16-year-old, got wet behind. Lock his ass. At least give him 6-7 years. Locked down. Now, Irene is recovering from a fractured skull, brain bleed, and a fractured skull. She fell that hard. Lady fell that hard that she's recovering in the ICU. Y'all pray for Irene Boris and her family. It's certain things that we don't do. Y'all teach y'all to see, and somebody kill them dead, and they get shot and all that old shit, and they wind up in a field, you know what I'm saying, with their head over here and their legs out there. The teens is doing too much. Some more teens that beat up a elderly, 2 teen girls beat up an elderly old man. Y'all teens need to get it right and leave the Geraldines and Irenes alone. I don't get it. When I was coming up, I never thought to even raise my voice at an older, elderly person. I just stayed away from riding. We couldn't even talk riding no Eddie. Now y'all bitches done goddamn it got it up. Y'all see somebody who's defenseless, and y'all think that it's gonna make you somebody special if you run up on an elderly person. You don't get no cool points. You don't get nothing run up on an elderly person. Pushing down an elderly person, y'all know y'all can kill the elderly people because they're feeble. Their bones are brittle. Y'all know y'all can do something to cause great harm to them. Just to take whatever they got, whatever their little pension is, so they don't get the Social Security, whatever they got in their little purses and stuff like that, their little pocket books, whatever they got in their little handbags and shit like that. Not me, Mom. Not Papo. Y'all stop. Not me. Get me! I'm what you want. Get me! Bitch! I'm still out here rooting and tooting and shooting, bitch! Get me! Leave Mimo alone! Spare Mimo. Mimo ain't got that many years ahead of her. Spare these old people. Y'all back up off the old people. Let these people that made laws, rules, regulations, guidelines to goddamn get you where you need to be. The rules don't change. The rules don't change. His mama and daddy need to be charged as well. I do believe that. When your teens is out here doing fuck shit, and you ain't nowhere around and understanding that something can happen to them too, just as well as they out here doing something to somebody else. I believe some charges need to be brought down on the mom and the daddy sometime when these teens are here doing some fuck shit. But anyway, this story has went too long. I'm getting too invested and I'm getting upset because I can see my grandmother, or my great-grandmother, or my mother, or my elderly auntie, and people like that, and somebody run up on them and push them down because they want $300 or something like that. They you know, auntie just trying to go and make some apple pies for pastor, or go up in there and try to get to heaven. Going through whatever she's going through, maybe illness or whatever she's going through. She's just trying to reach the mark of the high calling and trying to be a saint and get closer to God. And we got a demon, a warlock, a witch, Satan himself running his punk ass. I can see it, punk ass. These are motherfuckers. They soft. Won't buckle down and tackle a teenager. But fucking with a 68-year-old won't. I can send my nephew out there and say, go what? I can put $3,000 on my nephew in his hand and tell that same teenager, run up on my nephew and get that $3,000 from him. And you're scared to do that. Motherfucking bastard. Y'all get that little nappy head sodomite. Get that nappy headed sodomite, lock that bitch up and don't let him out till he understands that there's rules, guidelines, and regulations in this world that you must follow. And the elderly is off limit. The kids, the elderly, and the disabled, they are off limits. Okay, now. Y'all done brought the OG out of the mother. Jaguar Evermore News. I see you looking.